LMSUK here at the University of Portsmouth for Centre Stage. Today we have an incredible artist. We have Macy O. Macy, I want to take you back to the very start.
Oh God.
What was the first song you ever wrote? What was it called and how do you feel about it now?
Oh Lord. Well, there's a saying that goes around. It's like, oh, everyone hates their first song. And for me, I have to certainly say that is true. I started writing in 2020. The first song I wrote was a song dedicated to the NHS called Thank Them. We recorded it in a sauna. We had no experience. My vocal coach was on the other end of the phone through Audacity. Sorry, music lovers out there with doors and all that. But yeah, not my best work, I must say, but still a part of my history.
Amazing. So when you look back at that time, is it kind of like one of those where you learn your trade there, don't you? So you're going to get better and more time, but it's always nice to look back on something to see how far you've come since.
100%. And it's like, still the tricks that I use to craft songs, I used back then when I started. And I've kind of taken the basis of how I started and just developed it rather than changed it completely, because I feel like changing it would take away the authenticity of who I am as an artist and as a person. So.
100%. Okay, so I want to find out a little bit more. So in terms of artists that you really enjoy and you really like, who do you get your inspirations from?
That's so difficult. And I must say, it started as people like Ed Sheeran, Elton John. Still love Elton. Love my piano playing. But I feel like it has evolved, and I take a lot of inspiration mainly from, keyword mainly, pop artists like Tate McRae, Nessa Barrett, all the kind of alternative, slightly darker sounding. I also really like, with Tate McRae specifically, her use of almost funky instruments and little bits of percussion that just tickle the brain. You're like, oh my God, I love it. But yeah, there you go.
Those little bits the musician really hears,
yeah.
and it's like it hooks people in. So talk to me about live performance, right? Because obviously to stay here in front of the cameras, it was fantastic, but in front of a crowd, it's a very different thing. So as a performer, is it your favourite thing to do, perform live? Is that the best part of it? And what should we expect from a live show of yours?
I definitely think it is my favourite part. And for me, so many good things go into a good live performance. I think I've immediately got to gel with the audience. And if I find someone that I like, I'll just kind of, or a table that I like, I'll just hone in on them and I'll just like make banter with them. And yeah, banter, expect that. And then I'll make really dry humour jokes and be like, yeah, guys, jokes, sorry. Also just very high energy. I'm an extremely high energy performer that likes to move around a lot, walk around through people. If I see people, I'll like grow and I'll encroach on them and I'll be like, sorry. And lots of good songs that you'll know, but also upbeat original songs. And just a good night, just raise the roof.
Easy as that. A good night, a good vibe. That's what people want on a night out. So talk to me a little bit about your songwriting process. So for you, in terms of writing songs and producing it, is there something you do specifically each time that really gets you in the motion, or is it really sporadic how a song comes together?
I feel like with me, it starts with an idea, and that's going to sound so vague. It's like, wow, an idea, wow. But it's in the sense of, it can be something as crazy as, I'm going to write a song based off of all these extracts of love poems I've just received, or I'm going to write a song about a film that I really like that's like gut-wrenchingly sad. And it's just those tiny things that just seem to spark inspiration. If I'm really in a creative mood, it will just go. And it's weirdly something I can't control. It's just something that happens and I'll just go.
If you hit a writer's block and you can't write, do you put pressure on yourself at that point, or would you take a step back and just let it naturally come to you?
I think I definitely say that I'm a victim of putting pressure on myself to write. It's like, especially when you see other people or other creatives creating every day, and like, oh, I've written this, I've done another demo, and you're like, why can't I come up with anything? And it's like, I think if I was to say anything to other people, I'd say don't do that, because everyone's creative journey and everyone's creative process is different, and you can't force greatness. And yeah, it's just, I do it, but I'm working on not comparing myself to others and just letting my journey be my journey.
And sometimes that more natural work is some of your best, because it's
100%.
come and the creativity's flowing. So my next question, if you could take an album of any artist you love and claim it as your own, no one would find out, what would that album be?
I must say, that's a question I've never been asked. And I will remember it for a long time. Wow. That's really difficult. I think ones that would be up there at the moment, I'm really, like, if I could take it and be like, this is mine, Nessa Barrett's Aftercare. I just think, I listened to it through the first time, I was like, this is a phenomenal album. I personally love it. I mean, it's awesome. But I do, no, I'm going to settle on that one. Otherwise, I'll go into it, I'll go on a rabbit hole.
Right, talk to me, what's coming up this year? Because you're going to have lots of exciting things. People have seen the performance, like, wow, I want to come see Macy O. So talk to me, what is coming up?
Oh, well, one of the songs I performed is released, and I have lots of stuff released already, but I have been working tirelessly on a new project.
It's serious when you're
literally, like, me and my dad, who also produces with me, have literally just had, like, probably a week solid in the studio putting the final touches only on these tracks. So we're going to be looking towards an EP at some point, maybe in the summer, just putting that out there. But the whole premise, I really wanted to explore the fluidity of genre in this. And I wanted to explore the fact that I don't want to just be another bog standard pop artist. As well as that, that's amazing. I really wanted to push myself and think about vocal color, think about different genres. So we have some extremely contrasting songs, kind of all in one space. But I really wanted to push myself, and I think it sounds absolutely amazing.
So that's going to be quite scary, going into the studio for the first time. If you're going to go, right, I'm going to do different genres, I'm going to bring this and bring that, and that's quite a lot to take on. Did you enjoy that, kind of, because it is different, or is it a bit scary at first?
I think when I first started, I was like, oh my goodness, why have I decided to do this? I am insane. But I found that my writing actually lent itself at times to different genres. And so I would write something and I'd be like, this isn't pop. I imagine this. I hear this in my head as a rock track, or I hear this in my head as drum and bass or soul. And so I kind of took that little power, and then my dad would build stuff and play it to me and go, what do you think of this? And I'd go, I have lyrics for that. And we can make it into this. And we just kind of go together. But it was something that was really, I think, important for me creatively to have gone through. So I'm really grateful for it.
Amazing. Macy, thank you so much for going through your story today and coming down. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much to the University of Portsmouth for letting us use the studio today. And yeah, a big year ahead. We can't wait to see what happens.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's been amazing. Thank you, LMS. Love you.